Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's getting closer and closer, man. It still feels like a movie that's like 8 months away, right?
I know, dude.
But it's like coming imminently. It's almost here. And more stuff are starting to come out with it now. Well, according to our good friends over here at joeblow.com, good Canadian website, by the way, Spider-Man has now released a new poster, which I think you probably got a better version of it over there, Jonathan, do you? There it is. By the way, I love this. There's something I really love about simple posters.
Yeah.
That tell you so much. I really like this poster a lot. But they've also, probably more notably to me, they released this thing, this Spider-Man Brand New Day practical production sizzle that really, just talking to Tom Holland, the director, talking about actually physically being there and doing these effects. And I'll tell you what, especially the stuff they were showing of actually having Spider-Man swinging through the city, because even going back to Sam Raimi's stuff, you just assume that a lot of the Spidey swinging action is done in CG. Totally understandable, right? But watching what they went through from a physical perspective to actually have that, and I'm sure these shots are going to be touched up with CGI.
Yeah, they're going to leave all the cables.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be more than just cable removing. But I mean, yeah, they'll definitely remove all the cables. Then they'll probably do a little touch-ups with CGI. But it reminds me, when I look at them doing stuff like this, of what Tom Cruise said. I remember when the Mummy movie he did, which nobody likes to talk about that Mummy movie, but there was this insanely great scene in that Mummy movie, the one in the plane.
Yeah, it was a great scene.
When they literally took the airplane, like production-wise, they took the airplane up to the edge of the atmosphere so they could simulate zero gravity, to simulate the live action of them, of a free-falling plane.
Yeah, the parabola is that they do, that's the vomit comet.
Exactly. And moving around. And I remember listening to Tom Cruise talk about that, and also referencing a lot of his Mission Impossible practical stunts. He just says, you can do magic with CGI, but sometimes it just connects with the audience on a much higher level when their brains just know that's actually me. That's actually me rolling around in that. That's actually me falling off of this. That's actually me hanging off the side of that building. He goes, there's something that just connects with your brain a little bit more, that your brain just kind of knows it's something that's real, and it creates a little bit of a different experience. I'm paraphrasing him, but that's basically what Cruise was saying. And I'm watching all this practical work they're doing. Now listen, I'm one of these people that I will happily debate any of these people that come along and says, practical effects are always better. No, they're not. They are really, really not. But like everything else in life, there is a place when it's absolutely better. There are times when it's absolutely better. And there's a place and a time when sometimes digital is better. But watching them do these practical effects and seeing the way he looks swinging between the buildings.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, I'm really excited to see how this plays out when I'm sitting in the theater watching this on screen. Anyway, Rob, you saw the poster and you saw this sizzle that they did. What things are standing out to you?
Well, I really did like that poster. I like I love, you know, the dichotomy of the hoodie with the Spider-Man costume is great. I mean that single image. I love it when a movie poster, or key art as it's called, mythologizes the entire film in one image. You know, like you look at the great Tom Jung Star Wars poster, you know, it's like that. That's exactly what it is. Same with the Empire Strikes Back, Gone with the Wind style poster. This symbolizes or mythologizes the movie. So I love it. I love that kind of thing. I just wish it was more of a painting, you know, like Bill Sienkiewicz painted it or whatever. But the behind the scenes stuff is great. And, you know, Destin Cretton? You know, how do you pronounce?
Destin Daniel Cretton.
Daniel Cretton. You know, doing Shang-Chi, like, I think you and I I love the fact that Shang-Chi is like a wuxia movie, but that scene in the bus.
Listen, I'll say this right now. I will argue anybody happily. It is I think the airport scene in Civil War is the overall best action sequence.
Yeah.
But as far as a fight goes, that is the singularly best fight in all of the MCU.
Well, because
I love that bus scene.
real.
Yeah.
You know, and he's bringing a reality to that, and that scene really, really works in the film. And I think that that's kind of, he's a director. Look, it's the same reason that Christopher Nolan likes to do everything practically and not with a blue screen, because even if you're using miniature effects like he did in Inception, but you know, when he's got a gimbal and he's got a hotel corridor on that gimbal and people are spinning around, the physics are there. And we as human beings know what's real. And to watch that, look, if you're going to keep, the Spider-Man films get really stylized with him swinging. But if you're low to the ground, you know, and your camera's low to the ground and you want to film on these, you've got these big expansive sets with extras and all things coming, to do that, even if only a section of what you're doing has those shots, what that does is it bridges your other shots. You might have the swinging all the way through the cityscapes and all that, but if you bracket it with real shots set that are practical, it just adds to the reality. And there is it helps the entire film. You know, there is a cumulative effect. So the more real shots that you can intercut in to effect shots, it just grounds the film. And with the Spider-Man movies, the swinging around the city is always, we're so used to seeing the CG generated version of it. I think it's going to be a breath of fresh air to see it in this, because we haven't really had that before.
Yeah. And how they're going to make this blend, I just can't wait. And you know, the thing about Destin too is, I don't know if there's any director they have right now other than maybe the Russo brothers, and maybe even on the same level as Ryan Coogler, that Marvel trusts as much and values as much as Destin. Because not only did he deliver Shang-Chi and Wonder Man, which was way better than it had any business being.
Right.
But don't forget, back when the next Avengers movie was going to be Kang Dynasty, they turned to Destin to be the director of that. And it was only after they realized that they had dropped the ball on how badly they botched Kang and he couldn't be a believable big villain anymore that they moved on from it. But they were like, but don't go anywhere, Destin. How would you like to do Spider-Man? And then they gave him Spider-Man. And I'll guarantee you, Destin is going to be a part of Marvel for a very, very long time. Unless Spider-Man Brand New Day sucks, which I am not anticipating that it will. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. You know, guys, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I think it's a really important reminder that no matter what's going on in our lives, we don't have to go through it alone. And honestly, I think a lot of us carry around stress, anxiety, pressure, or uncertainty without ever really talking about it. Whether it's work, family, finances, or just trying to keep up with life, sometimes it can feel overwhelming. You guys know that one of the things I've learned is that nobody has all the answers on their own. Sometimes just having someone to talk to, someone who can listen and help you sort through what's on your mind, can make a huge difference. And therapy can be a really valuable tool for that. BetterHelp has over 30,000 licensed therapists and has helped more than 6 million people worldwide. They'll match you with a therapist based on a short questionnaire, and if you ever feel like it's not the right fit, you can switch to another therapist at any time. You don't have to be on this journey alone. Find support and have someone with you in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Campea. That's better, HELP.com/Campea. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, I think the poster looks really good. I love the simplicity of it, but I was really impressed with that little practical effects sizzle reel. I'm really excited to see how that's going to look and feel compared to like most of the other Spider-Man movies, both the Sam Raimi ones, the John Watt ones, about, you know, how it's always CGI with him doing the swing around the city. I'm sure there's going to be some CGI of him swinging around too, but to see this in there as well, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Whatever you guys think about it, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the Jon Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.